Let's go. We're going to read Waylon Even More Awesome by Sarah Pennypacker. Chapter 13. One Waylon and Baxter tore up to the license office in the city hall. They found the clerk buttoning her coat. Waylon slapped the $20 bill on her desk. A license for our dog. The clerk wound a scarf around her neck and pointed to a sign. Hours. 9 o'clock through 5 o'clock. Waylon shook his head. He pointed to the clock, which read 4:58. He added a please. The clerk frowned at the clock and then unwound her scarf. She sat down. Dog's name? She grumbled. Address? Waylon answered all of her questions, and then she opened a drawer and took out a metal tag. She squinted at the numerals embossed on it, then copied down onto a form. She handed over the tag. Here's your license. If you lose it, it's another $3. We won't lose it. Waylon pulled the belt collar from his pocket and worked the tag onto his buckle. They ran a few steps to the station. Onto the station. At the door, Baxter's side mouthed a warning. Act normal and let me do the talking. You know the lying thing. Waylon nodded and squeezed the dog tag. They're a dog in 2 minutes. Baxter threw open the door and they ran in. The dispatcher opened the lock and the boys raced down the hall in the middle left-hand cage and skidded to its stop. The sleepy-looking bulldog inside lifted an eyebrow and then rolled over. Where's Eddie? Waylon looked up and down the row of cages. He whistled, which set all the dogs barking. None of the barks were Eddie's. Where's our dog? Baxter and Waylon demanded at once. They ran down the animal control officers and banged the door open. Where's our dog? Officer Sure Not Mag turned around and he pushed aside some papers and sat on his desk. He rocked around, getting comfortable. The scrawny brown mutt? He asked. Oh, he's gone. I sent him off to the Springfield shelter today. Waylon felt his heart slam against his ribs. Baxter's eyes bulged. What do you mean gone? He can't be gone. Today's only Monday. You said Tuesday. Waylon wasn't sure which things he had said, and yelled over were Baxter's. It didn't matter. I did say Tuesday, Sure Not Meg agreed, leaning back, but then I did a little research. He taped back the stack of papers, and it became my attention that this dog has been escaping just before he's supposed to be shipped off, sometimes on the exact day. He leaned in so close that Waylon and Baxter could see his scalp turning pink. Now, isn't that a coincidence? Isn't that a coincidence? Waylon gulped. Baxter spun around. Come on, he cried. They skidded down the halls. They found Officer Boylan pouring a cup of coffee in the break room. He took Dumpster Eddie, Waylon cried as they burst in. The new guy sent him to Springfield. I heard. Sorry, boys. Baxter threw his hands up. You have to do something. I'm sorry. Nothing I can do, son. Officer Boylan held up a box of muffins. You guys hungry? Baxter waved the muffins away. It isn't fair. He wasn't supposed to take him until tomorrow. Officer Boylan picked up a newspaper and shook it open. Life isn't fair. You know that, son. Waylon had always hated it when grown-ups said life isn't fair. What it really meant was that grown-ups didn't care enough to fix something that they'd messed up. If kids ran the world, it would be fair. Kids would make it fair. Baxter must have been thinking the same thing. You can do something, Dad. Go to the chief. Yeah. Officer Boylan put down his coffee and folded his paper. He looked from one boy to the other. Hard. Waylon gulped. He knew Baxter's dad was a dad, but he was a policeman too. The dog was taken to the shelter one day early, boys. One day. You want us to go get him just so he can leave again tomorrow? What's really going on here? Waylon and Baxter exchanged looks. It was my idea. Waylon started. I don't blame Baxter. It's my idea too. Baxter said, we're both doing it. Doing what? Waylon threw a deep breath. We're taking our dog forever. We've built him a home. You've built him a home? In Boston? Waylon straightened up. An igloo. An igloo? You mean a snow fort? An igloo, Waylon insisted. Eddie can sleep in it while it's winter. We'll make him something else later. We bought him a leash and a license and 2 weeks worth of food. Baxter added, we spent all the money we had. We were going to be with him every minute we're not in school. So you have to get him back before it's too late. Okay, let's calm down, boys. Officer Boylan pointed to the table. Take a seat. Waylon sat when Baxter did. But the instant he did, his legs shut straight back up. Right back up. Sitting down felt like giving up on Eddie, and it wasn't doing like that. Baxter jumped back up too. I'll make the chief get him if you won't. Baxter Boylan grabbed the sides of his head and rocked it. Then he sighed and sat down. Bringing him back wouldn't be fair to this dog, he sighed again. Boys, a dog needs a home. Safe. This dumpster, Eddie, isn't going to be safe while you're at school every day. Baxter folded his arms across his chest. Lots of people have dogs and let them to go to school or work. Those dogs are fine. Inside, son. They live inside or in pens in a good weather. You're thinking about letting this dog run loose on the streets of Boston Day. I'm sorry. But there are the rules against that for a reason. If you care about this dog, you've got to want him have to be safe home, inside. But we can be inside. Waylon tried. It's warm and dry in the igloo, so we'll make a door for it and lock Eddie inside while we're in school if you want. Just come and look at it, Baxter pleaded. You'll see. Officer Boylan glanced at his watch. He sighed once more and stood up. I'll drive you guys home. If it will make you happy, we'll stop to see this igloo on the way. When the cruiser turned into the dark alley, Waylon and Baxter gasped. They left the flashlight on, and the dog glowed a soft, snowy blue and sparkling through the chinks between the blocks. Baxter pulled his father down the path behind the dumpster. We made this, he said, spreading his arms over Eddie's home. Every bit of it. Waylon and I. In the glow from the Doglu's entrance, Baxter shone with pride. Officer Boylan whistled softly. Whoa, this is amazing, he admitted. What a thing. I can see your police officer training has really paid off, Baxter. This certainly shows perseverance. The ability to work as a team. He put a hand on each of the boys' shoulders and beamed down at them. Maybe you two could pull off this dog thing, after all. Mind if I take a look out inside? As Waylon's dad crawled inside the dog loo, Waylon and Baxter exchanged looks, their fingers crossed in bulky gloves. Officer Boylan was going to be impressed. He would see that they deserved their dog, and he'd go to Springfield and bring Dumpster Eddie back. See the water dish? Baxter called into the tunnel. The dog needs fresh water. We've got that covered. And the bed, Waylon added. It's nice and warm. There was no answer. In a minute, Officer Boylan backed out of the igloo, and one hand was the yellow stripped pad. What's this? He asked. It's heated, Baxter explained. See, we can really take care of him. Tell him about the science, Waylon. A dog's temperature is about 102 degrees, Waylon said. And snow is a great insulation. This will be of plenty to keep him warm. Plus, we'll be hugging him. Hugging has been shown to improve the immune system, too. Waylon held his breath. Officer Boylan raised his heating pad. This is great. Where did you get it, boys? Baby goods, Baxter said. Also, we're going to get some dog vitamins and looks expensive. Dr. Boylan cut off his son with a curious expression. I thought you said you spent all your money on food and leash and a license. Baxter gulped. Baxter took a shot. Waylon looked and then pointed to the dog. Did you see that flashlight in there, Dad? We're going to teach Eddie how to turn it on. He's really smart. How do you pay for it? Officer Boylan's face looked worried now. How did you buy something this expensive if you spent all your money? Both boys looked over at Clementine's building, then down at their boots. Officer Boylan crouched in front of them. Just tell me, did you boys buy this? Yes, one said. While he felt his head shake no, his body froze, except for his hands, which floated to perfect regulatory position. Actually, we know. Baxter stomped on his foot. William's mouth snapped shut. Officer Boylan stood up and turned to Baxter. Get in the cruiser, son. End of the chapter. Chapter 13. We'll finish the book next time. All right? Okay. Bye.